Man City 6, Man United 3. That was the result today at the Etihad. I'm Adam McKola. This is Stretford Paddock. I'm back to obviously sum up a game for you. And that first half was abysmal by Manchester United. I think Erik ten Hag has pretty much summed it up in his post-match thoughts, and we'll look at some of his quotes in this video as well. But that first half for Manchester United was absolutely disastrous. 4-0 at half-time. And it felt like it could be 5, 6, 7 potentially for Manchester United. So probably fortunate that in the end we did win the second half and we managed to close the gap to just the 3 goals, because it really could have been a horror show for Manchester United if it wasn't already. Erling Haaland on the day, absolutely ridiculous player. 3 goals for him. I joked after the game that it's a 3-3 draw really, because I don't think we should be allowed to count his goals. The guy is ridiculous. He scores from all sorts of angles. His movement's a joke. He's strong, he's quick. He's got it all that a striker needs, and unfortunately he plays for Manchester City. And it's madness really, because just before he went Dortmund, I think it was, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wanted him at Manchester United, and United's board failed to go out and make a deal happen. If that happens, he's not at Manchester City currently, and again it shows you rue Manchester United's recruitment policy, but also you have to sit back and just admit how good of a player he is. And I mean, it was 1-0 to City. Foden scored, and I thought it was a poor tracking run by Christian Eriksen. He lost his man. Phil Foden had a free attempt on goal, and you make it difficult. I think at that point in the game, Raphael Varane was stayed. His job was to stay with Erling Haaland, and the midfield didn't protect them. And I thought before the game that we should have played Casemiro and McTominay. That was my feeling. Play both of them. A lot of time I was thinking Casemiro or McTominay. Bring Casemiro in. McTominay's been playing well recently. But you've got to start Casemiro in these games, I think. And I know he's not up to speed with everything yet at Manchester United, and when he comes off the bench, he looks off the pace. But it's hard for someone that's rarely played in the Premier League to come off the bench when the game's in full flow and try and get up to speed when he also hasn't got the match fitness. And he also isn't going to build up the match fitness unless he plays. And I feel ultimately that's where we got it wrong today, was in the team selection. I thought we were too open in midfield. Having Eriksen and Bruno in there doesn't help us defensively enough. And as a result, that's where the first goal comes from. The second goal came from Raphael Varane was off the pitch. Now, the ball kind of hits him, and it's it hits him, and it looks like he twists his knee or twists something. Hopefully it's not a serious injury, because we're relying on Raphael Varane. I know today we conceded a lot of goals and all that, but we're relying on Raphael Varane. Do you know what I mean? And he's our best defender. We need Raphael Varane fit. You've got Lindelof coming off the bench. Maguire at the moment's injured, but even if Maguire's not injured, we need Raphael Varane. And the fact that he's gone off with an injury is a bit worrying, to be totally honest with you. But when he was still off the pitch, then no one picked up Erling Haaland. And Erling Haaland had a free opportunity, and it's 2-0 to Manchester City. And then it gets worse from there for Manchester United. It gets a lot worse from there for Manchester United. The third goal is Haaland's on Varane's shoulder. Poor defending from Raphael Varane. He's got to watch that run, but it was also a very good run, a very good pass from Kevin De Bruyne. And then it's 3-0. And the fourth goal, I think again, Casemiro is putting in a foul there. McTominay maybe, if he was close to De Bruyne at that point, puts in a foul there. Eriksen was too nice. He had an opportunity when the ball was in City's half to just take out Kevin De Bruyne and stop the break. We see Man City do it an awful lot, those tactical fouls. And that was a point where we needed to do one. Eriksen didn't do that. He fouled Kevin De Bruyne later in the play, but the ball was already gone. They had advantage and they scored the goal from it. And then you're thinking, where are we going to go from here? 4-0 at half-time. Raphael Varane's gone off the pitch. We look poor. We're all over the place. And yeah, it did feel like it was going to get worse. Anthony then gets a goal back for Manchester United. A sublime bit of shot, to be fair. A perfect bending shot into the top corner. The best thing he did all game. I don't think the front three had a good game in the first half, but I also think they were not really brought into the game. game enough. Yes, there were moments at 1-0 where I think if our final pass was a little bit better on the break, maybe we get 1-1. And I think ultimately, I think the second goal come from us losing the ball. And if you make the right pass, you get a goal, it's 1-1. The game could be different, but we didn't take those chances. And then once Man City got that second goal, we never really looked like getting back into the game. Their fifth goal, Haaland again gets his hat-trick. Good run. There was an offside potentially in the build-up, but VAR ruled that it wasn't offside, which I think was the correct decision. And then the sixth for Foden, the ball nearly goes out of play, but it didn't, and it's a goal for Manchester City. And at 6-1, I thought it could have been 7, 8, 9. Anthony Martial comes in, gets 2 goals for us. One's a penalty, one's a poacher's goal as a rebound comes out, and he gets the rebound and gets the ball in the net. And whilst I'm not saying we would have won the game today, I do think Anthony Martial starting for Manchester United gives us something different. It gives us a massive difference. It's someone that can hold the ball up. I don't think Marcus Rashford is good enough in that 9 position. I think all his goals have come from when he's been on the left, and Anthony Martial or Cristiano Ronaldo has been on the pitch. So we need a number 9, someone that can hold the ball up, bring others into play. Interestingly enough, Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't even get off the bench. Now, this is what Erik ten Hag said about that. I wouldn't bring Cristiano Ronaldo on. I wouldn't bring him in because out of respect for him, for his big career. And the other thing was the advantage I could bring Martial. He needs the minutes, but I don't want to point it out like that. Now, whilst I think maybe he's being truthful and saying, you know, he doesn't want to disrespect Cristiano Ronaldo, bringing him on when we're 4-0. Like, I can understand that. Like, I remember when we saw Cavani coming on when United were 4-0 down once, and it's like, why are you bringing him on now? What's the point? I get it. But I think even if it's 2-0, Anthony Martial comes on. And that's kind of where we're at with Cristiano Ronaldo at the minute. Yes, he's a supreme goal scorer, but he's at the back end of his career. And United as a team function better when he's not in there. I know I'm coming in and saying that after a game where we were losing 6-1. In the end, it was 6-3. But I do feel we're at that point now. Now, some more Erik ten Hag quotes after the game. He said it's quite simple. It's a lack of belief. When you don't believe on the pitch, then you can't win games. It's unacceptable. We get undisciplined at following rules and you get hammered. That's happened today. I will show the team tomorrow. We could have been on the front foot. In the first goal, we won the ball and could have created a chance and then gave it away. That is unacceptable. I think I said it was the second goal. The first goal, he goes, in this moment, I can't think about any positives. We let our fans down, we let ourselves down, and we're hugely disappointed. At half-time, we changed things and we changed attitude. We saw a different United after half-time, scored more, created more. On the ball, we were more brave. We came in the opponent's half and we scored 3 goals. But he goes, in the last 5 games, we bring that attitude on the pitch with strong belief, convincement. We bring up